Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. Should see the screen here about now. Turn down my volume. Goody, my volume's broke again. Thank you, NVIDIA. Alright, so Viscara or Viscera Cleanup Detail. Sorry if the audio is going to bleed back through. It's too bad, then I'll delete the video and I'll remake it after I fix the audio. Every time there's a new update available for NVIDIA, it royally screws my audio. So I have no volume control whatsoever. So what I will do is we'll turn off the music. So hopefully that won't be so bad. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the game, it was developed a couple years ago using Unreal Engine 3. And for those who are normal on my channel, you know that I do Unreal Engine 4 stuff. So, everything you see in here can be done with Unreal Engine because, well, it was done with Unreal Engine, just an older version of it. So, we're going to go ahead and start an assignment. You can do solo, you can host or join a game, so this is co-op. You can even do split screen co-op, which will never happen, for me at least. And we're just going to do solo. Athena's Wrath. We'll pick a small map because these games can, as you can see here, hour and a half average length. Yeah, and that's a medium map. So let's find a small. Preferably one that I haven't done so I can kind of find some of the new things too. So this one says, now I've already done this one. So we'll do this one. The length is going to be about an hour. Screw it, we'll do this one. Because I've already done this one. So, we'll go ahead and start work. Alright, so if you're not familiar with the game, the basic concept is you got all these cool FPS shooters where everybody's running around and blowing jibs up left and right and just blowing each other into smithereens. Well, nobody thinks about what happens after the battle's over with and who the hell's got to clean that mess up. So you are that cleanup detail to come in and clean up this mess. So as you look around, you will find number 1 key will bring out your mop, 2 gives you empty hands, 3 will give you your sniffer. Left click, turn it on. Sniffer is to find bad stuff. So we'll go back to 2. So you got giblets, you got blood splatter, you're going to find like garbage, like crumbled up paper, bullet shell casings, drink cups to whatever. You notice that there's stuff in this blue box here. Now, what I've done is started cleaning up my office, and anything you want to carry to and from your office, you put inside this blue box. An important thing here is the Slosh-O-Matic. This is going to give you your buckets. Left click to pick it up and move it around, and you can right click to set it down. Bring out your mop, again with the number 1 key. Now this is going to be kind of pointless because I'm walking through the blood and stuff, to mop up the blood. Now if you try to mop up an area where there's stuff there, it's not going to do you much good, and you're going to have to pick up those giblets. You notice how my mop is getting a darker red color. It is getting quite full, so if you were to keep trying to mop up the blood, it will just make a mess. So once your mop is full of blood or other stuff, left click, aiming at your bucket of water, and clean it up. Then you can go through and clean stuff off the walls and the floors, and it's full again. So, and I'm not actually going to clean up all the blood right now because it's kind of pointless to start off doing that. So let's go ahead and rinse that. Another important thing here is your what-a-load disposal bins, and you'll want to position these around you're going to use these quite a bit, because when you're doing your shell casings, you're going to end up having to pick up a shitload of little stuff here and there. You need to pick up every single solitary bullet casing, and there's no easy way other than what you see here, is picking up each one by hand and coming over, right clicking, and dropping it into your bin. So what I would actually recommend first is explore the area, kind of get an idea. Okay, I see there's blood on the ceiling, the walls, there's boxes here, and yes, you're going to have to pick up and move the boxes. So what you need to find is an area where you're going to store your barrels and boxes. So let's walk down here. Try to avoid the big blood splatters like that. Now you've got the radio. You can actually, as I get close, I get a cursor. I can hit the triangle here and actually play music. Or you can just leave it off. If you want the music, you can. If not, hey, lovely. There's a leg. Boxes, takeout food. Get an idea of the lay of the land here. Let's see, we've got some barrels over here. The areas where you're going to store your barrels and boxes are going to be separate from each other. And this is your incinerator. This is a very, very important area. You can pick up this, which is a broom, which will help with, you know, a quick brush or whatever, or trying to scooch things into a pile. Oh God, all those are little pieces of guts. And this right here is actually, you'll pick it up, you'll see it's got a name on it. I'll show you what to do with that in just a minute. But this is your incinerator. Left click on it to open it up, and you're not going to throw drums and boxes in there. And don't throw these. These are USB thumb drives. Those are employee drives of the employees that were here before. But all your trash, all your guts and everything else, your mop buckets and your disposal buckets will end up going inside of here so they can be disposed of. You see these guys, you pick it up and it's a light. Be careful, they will break, and when they break, they're no good to you. But yes, you're going to have to pick up all these pieces of guts. It's going to suck. But I just want to continue to look around. Carry this with me. This is another important tool here. You can see you've got, it's called the Height Assisted Relocation Mechanism. It's a booster. You can jump on it and then mouse over and press the buttons to go up or down. And you're going to definitely need to use that, because if there's things you can't reach with your mop, then for sure you're definitely going to want to use that to lift you up and get access to it. Now what I'm actually looking for is a console. It should be back towards the start of the map, but I'm also still looking around to see if I can find the lay of the land where all my drums and barrels and stuff will go, and boxes. There'll be an outline on the floor. Lovely. Giblets everywhere. Yeah, like right there. There's a red border on that one. Can't read it. But I'm assuming that's going to be for drums right there. And boxes go here. Looks like a B right there. So I'll have to move all those drums out of there and put them over here. And any other drums I find anywhere in the map, I'll have to bring to right here. Boxes will end up going right there. So let's go ahead and see if we can find that console. And now the sensitivity of some things is a little bit on the glitchy side. So these consoles with these USB thumb drives, just walk over and there you go, it's done. You get bonus points for doing it, and it helps with your completion. Yep. Now this one's crooked. I don't want to put it back down crooked, so I can left click on it again to reposition it upright, and right click to set it down gently. So now I know that I bring my USB thumb drives to here. My barrels and drums go all the way back here. And I know that my incinerator is all the way back in this room. What I would probably do is, to be on the safe side, to know that also my lift is right here as well. This is an area I'm going to have to look out for. Because what can happen is from time to time, there will be a piece of giblet or body part or whatever hidden up there on top of that. There's sometimes panels where you can hit them on the ceiling. They'll fall down, there'll be body parts in there. So I'm going to go ahead and bring a box and a mop bucket in here. Because I know this, I want to clean up that room first. Now when you're carrying these, you got the shell casings in there, you'll hear them jingling around. Sometimes as you're moving around, you'll hit the bucket, it'll tip over, and all the contents will fall over, and you'll lose them. And just an example, to get rid of it, you just walk in slowly, right click, and drop it in there. It'll burn up the bucket and all. Same thing with the mop bucket. So I'll go ahead and get my mop bucket, and you know, I probably could just go ahead and start with this room. This is junk from my office that I brought in. I want to get rid of it. Actually, let's want to close the lid. There we go. And I'll pick it up and carry it to the incinerator room. You can't incinerate the box. But what I'm going to want to do is sit down, pick it up, left click, and move around, and just dump all this shit out. And let's carry this back out. And I don't see if there's anything I want to bring back to my office, I can store it in there. So let's go ahead and get us another one of these buckets here. Now when you hit, you left click on that, it will give you one of these buckets. Same thing with that, it'll give you your water bucket. But occasionally it will spit out a body part. And occasionally, really rare, it might even spit out a frickin' bomb. So you really got to be cautious whenever you walk over and interact with these machines. You don't want to hit it and then hit it and quit it and get away from it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not walking through all the same blood again. You're going to get achievements along the way and trading cards. You can keep an eye whenever you see your mop get that red. Just go ahead and rinse it. And I see there's a body part. Yep, one too many. If you watch the color of your water, whenever it turns that dark red color, you know it's time to replace the bucket. I'm probably still going to keep tracking blood through here, so you have to be cautious. When you pick up the body parts, if you drop them on the ground, or if you miss your bucket and drop them, then yeah, they're going to make a blood splatter there too. You bang it against a wall, it'll leave blood on the wall. Also keep your eyes out because there is also a some of the more advanced maps, there's graffiti on the walls, and it is a pain in the ass to get the graffiti off the walls. Alright, that bucket is done. Be careful carrying your bucket back and to put it in the incinerator because you can accidentally bump it against something and it will knock over. And it'll make a hell of a big mess that you're going to have to clean up. I'm still going to keep dragging blood back through here. Just watch your footprints. But you would think this is a really, really boring game, and it's probably really boring to watch. I have seen some other YouTubers that played this, and they actually did RP, you know, role-playing as they were doing this. And it made for some good comedy. Any trash in here? Just those. Any more trash in this room? This room looks pretty good. I will go ahead and get this hallway, and well, I'm just going to dump this junk over for now. This light is considered to be junk. If you leave it out, you will get gigged on it. And no freaking bloody footprint. But yeah, I mean, if you look around, this is going to be one of the easy maps. So I'm going to go ahead and get these boxes out, and I'll also go ahead and just finish this freaking room out. I'm going to just dump them out for right now. You can use these boxes and stack them so that you can actually use them to get to elevated places, but the lift does a much better job. Although it will fail and jam and stuff like that, and it can be a pain sometimes. Alright, so we just got this box. So, we also got this. So if you want to check a room to see if it's good to go, hit 3, bring out your sniffer. This area is clear. Alright, the beeping has changed. There's something right in here. Even if you can't see it, sometimes it's just in your best interest to go ahead and clean the machine. Even if you can't see it, there might be something small. There's definitely something in this corner. Sometimes you just can't find it. I mean, it's one of those things where it could be anything, a light blemish of blood on the wall or the floor. You see, it's clear over here. But as soon as I get back in this, we know that's bad out there. We haven't finished that room. We know it's good over here. Now, downfall to that is it may actually be that room on the other side. So, I'm actually going to come back to this room after I've cleared the one around the corner. But, you know, since this is a co-op game, I know that you can have up to 4 players. I'm not sure if you can have more than that. I don't know for sure. It's all I've seen from some of the other channels. Might could have more. I don't know. I'll have to check again later. But it can be for some comedy gold, because as you're running around trying to do stuff and clean stuff, and it's always going to happen, somebody's going to trip over a frickin' mop bucket. And, you know, this is Unreal Engine, and as much as I like Unreal Engine, it tends to have its idiosyncrasies, for sure, to put it lightly, whenever it comes to multiplayer and replication and lots and lots of objects that need to be displayed on the map. So every one of these bullet casings, essentially, yeah, top brass. I picked up over 200 pieces of brass now, total. I've only had the game for a short time, so. And when you get bored and you just want something just to do. STD, something to do. That'll occupy your brain when you don't really feel like doing a FPS game or whatever, you know. You just want something to just take your brain off the world. Goof around a little bit. Definitely want to make a clear path in the blood into the incinerator room. And I am going to need another mop bucket. And bucket. Being careful. I'm going to go ahead and just put this bucket in here. And you can accidentally knock your bucket over when you're trying to clean your your mop. And it will suck. Ugh, giblets everywhere. Giblets were actually was actually a term that was, and there's body parts. USB drive, yay. I don't know if you can tell the squishy sound when you're walking. See how it cleared up? I don't know if you could hear it or not, but when you hear the squishy sound when you're walking, that means you're tracking blood. Right here, I'm not. Delightful. So I'll pick up some of these giblets that are on the floor on my pathway to getting to it. And I can hear the squishy, but I know I'm tracking blood. Because there's blood right there, all over the place. And nothing sucks worse than knocking over your frickin' mop bucket. When you're sitting there trying to clean up everything and all of a sudden, bleh. And you got this one little entrail, piece of intestine. Now these were mops that were on display in my office. And you get these things, they're notes left in your office for things you might have missed, or job well done, or just whatever. So they get left all over the office. So I just pile them up in that blue container, a blue box. And next time I come into a map, I just bring it along, and well, it comes along automatically. But I'll bring it, and then shit, mop bucket's full. So when your mop bucket's full, again, just bring it over here, drop it in, you're good. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Thankfully, I've gotten mop buckets every time I've pushed the button. But when you're in a hurry and you're trying to get things done quickly, and you don't want to be screwing around, the whole point of the game is to screw around. But when you're in a hurry, that's when you'll get, whenever you're trying to get a mop bucket, because you're in a hurry because you just want to finish off one little spot, that's when you'll find the frickin' thing will spit out a chunk of meat, an arm or a foot or something like that. And then you're like, okay, well that sucks, whatever, I'll clean it up in a minute. And then you hit the button again and it spits out another arm. You son of a bitch, you know. It'll happen. So we'll go ahead and finish getting this incinerator room cleaned up. So whenever I do come in here, I won't be tracking blood everywhere. Just trying to walk to and from the incinerator. Again, I don't want to break that light because you will need that light. you'll find that some areas are a little bit on the dark side, and it's kind of hard to see when you're trying to find stuff. So being able to pick that light up, carry it around, and set it somewhere will come in quite handy. Ugh. I'm just dumping shit in this room. More blood. I know there's still going to be blood in this room here. And there's another flash drive. Ugh, shit. Fucking arm. Yeah, it's like everybody plays, you know, the games, and shit. Clean my way to it, and you're full already. You play your shooters, and you're blowing shit up, and guts and giblets are flying around. Was it Unreal Tournament or? I think it was Unreal Tournament, but it was a game around that time frame when that game originally came out. Fuck. God damn it! Wrong button, stupid ass. Once you've knocked it over, it's done. Time to go get another one. No, I think it was Quake. The Quake Battle Arenas. Whenever you blew somebody up with a rocket or something of that nature, the bloody parts that came out were given the terminology of giblets. So yeah, you definitely have to left click. I accidentally right clicked on a damn bucket. You can open up both sides of the incinerator. Find that it's best just to have one side open at a time. And more giblets. No, I got shell casings, but because if you have both sides open, it is possible to throw stuff all the way through. Not sure if there's anything up here or not. Can't knock it down with a mop, so you use your sniffer, and if the alarm goes off in that area, then you know something's there. Now these are empty shotgun shells. There's no problem throwing them in here, but sticks of dynamite, no. There are some barrels that if you try to put them in here, they will explode. And it's not the ones you might think they are. Close you up. Alright. Don't see any more blood or giblets over here. I got a bunch of other stuff in here. Oil drums, stuff like that. But before I worry about getting those out, I need to have a good clear path in here. I really need to clean this room. See how it's kind of dark in here, so I'll go back in here and grab this and try not to bash it into something. Oh yes, a lot of blood in here. And this shit's already full. So, tips and tricks. Definitely left click to use your mop. Avoid right clicking when you have the mop. Especially when you're trying to, clean off your mop. But always check atop your pipes. There's invariably always something hiding up there. You can use your sniffer, it'll find it. If it's going off in that area, you can't figure out where it is, chances are it's up there. panels in the ceiling. There will sometimes be round panels like that look like that up in the ceiling. You might have to knock those because sometimes there will be stuff hiding up in there. So let's go ahead and grab this mop bucket. And still usable. Not much more, but still a little bit usable. And we need to get our yellow bucket. Sometimes backwards. I'm going to go ahead and dump this one. It's pretty full, and as you're moving quickly, hold down the shift key when you're moving, you're carrying these things, and it'll cause you to slow down. And there's less chance you'll actually knock things out, because as you're running at full speed, what will happen is you will, from time to time, will end up throwing stuff out of it, the bucket. So when you pick it up, hit the shift key when you're trying to... What the hell is that? Oh. See, I'll bring this out here. Because I'm sure it's going to be useful. God, the giblets and blood. So if you want to rotate objects as you're moving around, you left click and move your mouse around, and you can change the direction of where you want it to go. If you want to dump things out and whatever, and if you're like, oh, I really don't want it like that, left click again, and it will sort of center itself back up again. Mop bucket. Let's not get over. I want to get the stuff out of this room because the I think the stuff from here might have been interfering with what was causing the reading on the other side of the wall. So I don't know if it was causing a false reading in the other room or not, but you go over there. Just don't want to knock over my freaking mop bucket. I don't want to walk through 47 gallons of blood to get over there either. Yeah. Mother... Okay. And I'm knocking the damn thing over anyway. Oh, what a freaking mess. Alright. Any other debris or trash? Alright, well, let's run the sniffer through here. Fall down then. Huh. I don't see anything. But the sniffer don't lie. If it's freaking out like that, there's something in there. Yeah, I see some blood right there. Those are my footsteps. I'm walking out there. Alright. So I got it. Shit, something still over here. This corner is not bad. Alright, so something is right in here. something on the ceiling or a little bit of blood or what, but the sniffer's going crazy over here. Something right in this area. And I don't know if there's anything up there or not. How am I still tracking blood? Ugh. Now that's where my water bucket got spilled. And probably tracking blood down here again. So the average length of a small map is going to be about an hour. If you've got a second person playing with you, and I have nothing against, playing with yourself. I mean, everybody likes to play with themselves every now and then. But if there's a second person or a third or fourth, it will definitely speed up the process. So I'm still in this area. If you keep getting readings like that and you don't see anything, just hit the mop on everything. Because any one little thing you miss will affect your score overall. And see, I just knocked that over, and there was all kind of bloody shit in there. So let's bring you in here. Now these manhole covers, yeah, there was a giblet right there. They're never going to want to go back in place, right? I don't think they actually count. Don't hit your mop bucket. There's a freaking giblet right there. And I love bloody footprints. You're going to constantly be leaving bloody footprints. It's just going to happen. Having a clean mop will be helpful. Alright, so a barrel there. So we'll like to check this room. The furnace will sometimes give you a ugly reading. Let's actually check this hallway. Oh, I almost knocked over the friggin' mop bucket. Way to be a dumbass. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Well, that was relatively clear. Don't know why you're freaking out in here. something in this area here. And it may still be overlapping because I got the lights there. So. Yeah, I'll finish. One big tip is go around and pick up the giblets. Like this. There's bits and pieces everywhere right here. And not worry about the blood so much. It's actually one of the first things that you should do when you first get into the map is figure out where everything is. Figure out where your incinerator is, where your slosh-o-matic is, where your bucket thing is. And there's going to be junk up here too. Damn. Then I would say get you a bucket and just go around, pick up any corpses and big pieces, you know, all the little bits and pieces you can find of fleshy bits. Not necessarily the trash and stuff, but get the bloody chunks of meat. And once you've got all the bloody chunks of meat up, and there's a giant chunk of bloody meat there, then I would say go back in and start mopping. But there's no point really in getting crazy with mopping until you've got all the bits and pieces of bloody shit up first. Because as soon as you step through a blood puddle, or step on a squishy bit, or you drop a squishy bit, yeah, it's just going to make a mess. So, sometimes you can use the boxes to jump up. As counterproductive as it is, I'm just going to grab all the fleshy bits and throw them off. That way I can just go ahead and bring a bucket over and pick them up. And thumb drive. Fleshy bits. Because worrying about all of the blood, you're gonna make a mess. There's already a mess here, but yeah. And I could just as well. Oh, shit. Don't walk through blood, then back to your clean hallway. See, that's the thing is, if you get an area completed, all the way completed. I mean, where your sniffer's not finding anything. And then you come out here and you find a bloody spot and you walk through the blood and track it back into an area that you know you already had clean. It's going to piss you off. So this is what I should have done at the very beginning. Is get all the fleshy bits first. And then worry about all the little miscellaneous stuff. Squishy bits, then blood. I know, it sounds terrible. Hey, but it's all you guys that are out here playing these first-person shooters. Blowing up and blowing people to smithereens and shreds and everything else. And more squishy parts. It'd be nice if the game had a flashlight, but, you know, I don't really think there's going to be that much more in the way of updates for this game. And I saw more fleshy bits back there. Alright. This one's pretty much full. And I still got one more area to look at before I go to the next one. But I'll pick up this one more last giblet. And actually, is that small one? So yeah, there's one more after this one. Then I'll dump this bucket, get a fresh one. But technically speaking, I would be able to, if I wanted to come back and mop this room. But I'm not gonna. Pick this up, hold down the shift key, before I use my WASD to move around, it'll minimize the amount of movement of the gut bucket, and less chance you'll actually tip it over. One of those, and another one of those. I need to get up there and look. Oh, thank you, mop bucket. Oh, what a bloody mess. It just looks red still over there. I guess you look at it and you're looking at all this freaking blood all the damn time. Everything starts looking red. Kind of a waste of time to do this, but whatever. Hopefully, I can get this close enough. So, once I get in here, I can... Of course, can't jump up there. So, let's go ahead and just bring this out. You get out of the way. You always want to pick this up where you can see that height-assisted relocation mechanism, because if that gets facing to the wall and it gets jammed or whatever, and you're whatever, if you have to get back to adjust it on the floor, then you're definitely going to need to be able to see the controls again. Try to get the blood now, so hopefully I won't be trekking through it anymore. Yeah. I don't know why I brought us another bucket. I already have one. It will get used, I promise you. Like footsteps and blood on the ceiling. Don't actually see any body parts. Shotgun shells and little stuff, but so hopefully by having it here, I guarantee there's probably gonna be something. Just something tells me there's gonna be some bloody stump or whatever hiding underneath that freaking plate. Get all this little shit up. And I'm going to end up throwing that in the incinerator too. I don't care about that radio. Wow, just a couple footsteps. Footprints. Something tells me there's going to be giblets hiding up there on top of that pipe. So the lift assist, I'll have to use it to get up there to check it out. Alright, this looks pretty good up here. Should use a sniffer up here. I'm going to clean this mop before I get crazy with all that. I don't see any trash or body parts. I know there's still stuff on the ground floor. Much better. Alright, awesome. That room's not bad. Oh, blood everywhere. I would definitely say if you're kind of squeamish or, you know, you don't like blood, this is probably not going to be the game for you. Shit, now it's full. Hold down the shift key, dumbass. Holding down that shift key slows you down so you don't slosh your blood bucket in it and spill it everywhere. Yeah, there's just blood and guts every damn where. You'll find it on the walls, you'll find it on the floors, you'll find it in the ceiling, and you gotta mop up every frickin' bit of blood. Shit, that's full too now. Salmon on Beach. Bloody hell, is it 4,500? Is it like units of blood that I've mopped up? Ah, shit. So I'm going to need another mop bucket. Again, hold down the shift button so you can walk even slower so you can dump the mop bucket. It does not take long for these mop buckets to get full. Piece of paper to fill out one of the big buckets. Come on, mop bucket. Yay. Yeah, so far I haven't had any slosh-o-matic mishaps. It does quite suck when you're trying your very best to speed up. And more bullet casings. Still got a lot of junk I gotta pick up, so. Now, one saving grace with this game, since it does take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to finish a single map, you can actually save your game. Which I did not know at first, so I went through and did a couple missions and got really horrible scores because I played it one day and it was like, oh god, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours and I'm still not done yet with this one freaking level. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have any kind of method to my madness. So I ended up taking forever to complete it, and since I was getting tired of working on the same map solo for 2.5 hours, I said screw it, I just quit. And of course got a bad score. You go back and replay the same maps over and try to get a better score, but having the save game is a much nicer feature. You can actually just save it and come back to it later. Oh shit, I should have cleaned that blood up while I was up there. Oil well. Ah shit, giblet. So, since we're already at the 1 hour mark, and this is actually a 1 hour map, is what it's supposed to be, I'll show you where that is, and I'm going to go ahead and make a mess. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this. You hear the squishy sound? That means you're tracking blood. Squishy sound goes away, means you're no longer tracking blood. So, make sure you put all your USB drives there. I'm not worried about the blood right now. Careful with what you burn. Pick up all the body parts first. And once you've got all your body parts up, then come back and do your mopping. Get your blood up. Get familiar with where these locations are. the red one, this is going to be for your barrels, and the blue area is going to be for your boxes. So yes, you're going to have to bring all your boxes from all over the map and store them inside that area, or you will not get the max points available. Hi. Hi. Just trying to wave. Yeah, and look for messes like up there. Prime example. So what I'll do is make a mess, and I'm going to come over here and... Come on. Let's pick you up. And put you up there, because I'll need you there later. You'll have to use your lift device, your height-assisted relocation mechanism. And it is a pain in the ass to see where you're going when you're trying to carry this thing around, and you will knock over mop buckets and things of that nature. Set it up to where it's going to be clear. Hop up on it, and when you mouse over it, top one is going to be your high speed. This is going to be normal speed. Use it to raise yourself up. So you're obstructed here. So then come back down. And move it back a little bit. And welcome to Unreal Engine. Yeah. So if for some reason you fall off of this while you're up top, you do have controls at the bottom. Max height, so you can't crush your head. And you see body parts hiding up here. And there's a USB flash drive up here. And alright. See, I'm having problems getting some of these. It's important that you get all these out, get your maximum score. There's one piece of guts that's up there. And if you can't quite reach it, then I do have a little bit of height here. So what I can do is drop that down. One of these little small buckets, or boxes. Alright, you asshole. Set it on there. Get on top of the box, and then raise yourself up. Little on the wonky side. But now I can pick up that one piece of guts, and I should have had a clean frickin' mop before I went up there. Another good tip for you: always have a clean mop before you. Any chance you get to clean your mop, and make sure you have a clean mop before you start going off and doing other things. So you're obstructed or jammed. So if it says jammed, just hit the button again. But anytime you're just running about, always have a clean mop. And it's frickin' full already. So I'm going to have to go back up one more time. And if you're asking, well, why didn't you just put the mop bucket on there? Yeah. You asshole. It's because I know what would have happened. If I tried to do that, I'd end up knocking it over. Oh, Unreal Engine. You so silly. me get on top of the box. Alright, so this should be my final attempt. There's bloody animal-type footprints on the wall. There we go. Now, sometimes these square plates can be picked up. That one doesn't appear to be able to be picked up. Look around just to be on the safe side. Probably freaking out about the box. Or the fact that I have a mop saturated in blood. But this room is atrocious. Alright, so as I was mentioning before, and I'll go ahead and get to that, is as you're playing and it's just taking way too long, you want to go do something else. Tired of playing with yourself, you want to go play another game with somebody else or whatever, and you just want to save your game so you can come back to it. Close that. Make sure when you finish your level and you're ready to end, make sure you close that. You'll get gigged and lose a point for that. So, hit the escape key, hit save game, and I'm going to overwrite this one. So I just overwrote that one. So now, whenever I decide to come back and play it later to finish up this map, then I'll be able to... let's go back here, and we'll do exit, religious break hour. And that went right back to the desktop. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here, so give me just a moment. Go back into the game like you would normally through Steam. Unreal technology. Runestorm. And you can do start assignment, solo, save file, and there we go. And start work. And now I'm right back into the same map that I was working on before. But when you do come back, what's going to happen, as you, I don't know if you can see, anything you had saved in here is going to be back in it again. So this blue box that is shared between your office and wherever you're going, when you save a game and come back, it will be full again. So that's all the same crap that I've already dumped out before. Get out of there. Now we're empty again. So that is one downfall and one broken thing with the save game, is anything you brought from your office to the work site so you could burn it. It's not really necessary to clean up your office. I haven't seen where there's any benefit or bonus or whatever else, because you're not actually in the map. You're actually just in a, well, you're in a map, but you're in your office. So as far as I know, there's no bonus for cleaning up your office. I just cleaned up mine anyway. Alright, so if you've got any questions on playing this game, or if you're on Steam, you've got this game, or decide to get this game, and you want to just goof off and play a little bit, we'll do a co-op, and we can play together, unless you just want to play with yourself. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you around.